I will focus my attention now on completing the wall heights so that I can proceed with the roof. I have the elevations where I need them, but at this point I'd like to move them away from the 3D model. So I'm going to select Move, select 1, and move it away an exact distance of, say, 25 feet. Doing the same thing to the other one, moving it away from the model 25 feet. The reason I'm using exact numbers is so that I can come back later and move them back an exact 25 feet and restore them to the original location. For now, I'm going to zoom in and I am going to slice the walls so that they are at the correct height. Selecting the slice command and selecting all of the exterior walls. That should have everything. Entering. I'm going to slice based on the XY plane. So I'm going to type XY and enter. Specifying a point on the XY plane, I'm going to zoom in over here. And I know that this is the lowest point for the wall. So I'm going to select this point. And this will give me an exact X, Y, and Z coordinate. I'm going to pick that point. Specifying a point on desired side of the plane or keeping both sides. Once again, I'm going to type B and enter. Zooming back, you can see that it did perform the slice command as I wanted. So now all I have to do is erase all of the top portions. And really this is the height at which I will need to work. Now of course with the front elevation it's a little different. So what I'm going to do now is move that elevation back 25 feet. Zooming in. Changing the shade mode, I'd like to see what I have. I've got the top portion missing. I'm going to zoom in. Change the face UCS to this face. That is acceptable. I will enter. I will now check the distance, DI for distance, from this point to that point. So I will need an extrusion of 1 foot 1 inch. What I'm going to do now is draw a polyline from this point up, over, and instead of selecting this point, I have found that with AutoCAD it is better to type C for close. That way you have a closed 2D polyline and then you can extrude. Selecting Extrude, typing L for last, entering, specifying the height. I will go with a negative 1 foot 1 inch. And I have the extrusion that I want. Of course it is on a different layer, but I can select Match Properties. And it is now on the correct layer. Looking at it closely, I do know that this new solid is now taking up the same space as this solid. I will go ahead and make a copy of that solid, moving it up Again, using exact numbers of 10 feet. And now zooming in here, selecting subtract from this solid, take this one away, and now I can go ahead and move this solid back down 10 feet. It may not be necessary, but I just thought it was a better idea to keep it clean and not have these solids interfering with one another. And of course, going back and remembering to set my UCS to world.